Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Last time we left, I had asked you guys to make a decision. We got a comment saying that they played the game before and they actually ignored the demons. And honestly, I'm so tempted to ask them questions, but I think the right choice here is to ignore the demons. Demons are not well known for, their truthfulness. I guess they trick you. So I think we're also gonna ignore the demons and continue on and see what happens. So let's go ahead and ignore the demons. You ignore the shadows as they hiss and chatter around you, always just out of full view of the light. Of course, you are not sure where you are going. You came here to destroy Unrule, but at this point, you'd settle for an exit before Nerissa's spell exhausts itself. And so, the two of you run down hallways, open doors, and quickly explore rooms. Closing doors does not stop the demons. They either open the doors, or in the case when you lock the door behind you with your magic key, their shadowy bodies seep through the cracks. It would be best to find a warded portal to exit, such as these fiends may not follow, you say. At one point, you find yourself in a kitchen with a large cooking fireplace. You peek up the chimney and see light. As you wonder how you might climb up, you feel a blow to your back. You spin around to find all forms of kitchenware hurling through the air. Nerissa shouts as she's pelted by a large brass goblet. A pan strikes you in the groin, forcing you to curl up in pain and fall backwards into the unlit fireplace. Neville's, you groan. Now knives are coming. Several hit you handle first, while one sinks into your arm. More of the same rain down. There is laughter from the shadows beyond. Although unable to approach the light of Alathia themselves, evidently they can hurl objects. Must get out, you stammer as you pick yourself up and run out the door, your arms wrapped around your head for protection. Nerissa follows and you both make it out. Down another hallway you run. The light of Alathia is dimming. Not that way, mortal fool. There lies the crypt. One of the demons booms from behind. You do not heed the warning, in fact, it only gives you more hope. As you continue down the hall, you notice the light of Alathia is beginning to fade. Meanwhile, the demon shadows around you are beginning to close in. You quicken your pace. Down a short stairway made of cemented bones, you go, at the bottom of which is a set of double doors covered with the now familiar blood-ridden infernal symbols. The light of Alathia is almost gone, so, without hesitation, you pull on the double doors. Locked. A surge of panic rushes through you. You haven't much time. What do you do? Well, we can't really use any mana, so we're gonna have to go with the magical key. Of course, your magical master key. In your near panic, you had almost forgotten. You hold the key to the lock until it vibrates, and then you insert it. As the lock clicks, there is a chorus of angry voices around you. Remember my name when you need aid, calls the demon behind you as you and Nerissa enter the crypt. You shut the crypt door quickly for fear of the shadows following. Nerissa's mace is merely shimmering now. Still, it casts enough light for you to find your flint and steel and start your lantern. The walls and ceilings of the room you are in are covered by bone cemented into the stonework, which reflect a pearl glow in the lamplight. Ahead of you is an inscripted in large, raised stone lettering. May all who enter here one day rise again. On the floor is written in rusty blood, as usual, Feed from the abyss, he walks among us. Praise be Unrule, the daring, and praise also to his new bride, the good lady. In the middle of the floor, there are spiral stone stairs going down into the darkness. The air is still and slightly putrid. Faintly, you hear moaning and shouts echoing from somewhere deep, seemingly in the catacombs below. This place stinks of death, you say. Is this not a crypt? Asks Nerissa. I must rest for a while. I have been sorely taxed and must regain some strength, you say. For a moment, Narissa gives you a look as though you are half mad and then chuckles. Very well then, but I should not wish to lie down for a good night's sleep here. Some time later, Narissa wakes you from your meditation. There are ominous sounds coming from the spirit chamber. There may be more than demons in there, and sooner or later they will come through here. We best be on our way. Narissa gently takes the lantern from you and begins down the stairs. You take a deep breath and follow. As you descend, the air gets colder and you begin to wonder if the stairway will ever end. You touch Narissa on the shoulder, motioning for her to stop so you can both listen. There are voices and moans coming from below. Suddenly, there is a rapid rasping and clacking as though something hitting hard against stone. It is approaching rapidly. Narissa sets the lantern down a few steps above and then presses herself against the interior curved wall of the spiral staircase, her mace at the ready. What do you do? Wow. So these have been really fast consecutive questions, and I'm just going really fast through the decisions. It sounds like something is definitely coming towards us. Not sure if it's friend or foe. Most likely it's a foe. We did recuperate a couple mana and our life went up. Without knowing what it is, I probably want to just press against the wall and wait, because it could be somebody friendly. Although again, like I said, I doubt it, but let's press against the wall and wait. Beside Narissa, you press your body up against the wall. The clacking noise gets louder until around the corner of the stairway you see a leering skeleton covered in rotten burial rags. The thing is leaping up the stairs, several at a time. It outstretches a hand at Narissa just before she swings around the corner and smashes her mace into its ribcage, sending the skeleton back down the stair in pieces. The skull and upper torso continue to twitch until Narissa steps down and smashes the skull. Gods, you mutter. Narissa shakes her head and continues down the stairway. The stairs straighten out and plunge down through a massive burial chamber. There are statues of the gods at various heights along the walls. The gods have their arms raised as though in gesture of greetings, and these arms are afire with green flame. Level after level of sarcophagi are inlaid into the walls. Narrow stone walkways run along the sarcophaguses, and these levels of walkways are in turn connected by stairways going from the bottom to the top of the chamber. Hundreds of feet below, at the bottom of this chamber, you see two naked men, their torsos dark with what appears to be tattoos. They are chanting together with their hands raised high. You watch this for a few seconds, and then you hear a bang below on the opposite wall. As one of the sarcophagus lids falls into the stone walkway, a mummified husk of a man climbs out the stone coffin and leaps off the ledge. So it kind of looks like they are reviving these people. They're chanting like a revival spell, like bringing them back from the dead, which we probably need to deal with super fast because we don't want to be fighting monster after monster after monster. We really need to get this going, so let's see what happens. You hear its legs snap as it hits the floor. The corpses eagerly crawl toward the chanting man and then stops as if it's being repelled by some unseen force. There is nowhere to go but down into the chamber and out through a passage that's just visible from here. One spell that you do not use often because it takes several seconds to cast, but that might just work in this situation, as is an invisibility spell. You have time to cast this on yourself and Narissa. You could then attempt to sneak past. On the other hand, it takes a fair amount of power and will. It really allows you to simply walk past all three of them. What do you do? I think we're gonna have to do the invisibility spell right here, but we can't touch anything. I think we can't. I don't know if we can breathe. I think we can breathe. So let's do the invisibility. We have exactly 4 mana, so this is kind of like a last spell to do. So hopefully this works. Oh no! The two of you retreat up the stairway and out of sight of the burial chamber. We must hold hands, or else we may bump into each other. Being invisible does not allow you to see the invisible, you say. Nerissa grabs your hand in her mailed fist, and you cast the spell. The spell does not last long. However, you mustn't run, for your armor would make a clatter. That makes sense. And do not attack anyone. Invisibility is only an illusion, and it cannot be maintained when you interact with anything in such a way. It is best to imagine that you do not exist, you say. Down the steps you go, taking care not to trip since you cannot see your own feet. Far below, the mummified zombie rapidly crawls out of the chamber in the opposite direction. You are relieved that it did not come up your way as the skeleton had. Invisible or not, the stairway is narrow. The priests of Nerul, that is what you presume them to be, continue offering their evil prayers and thankfully seem completely oblivious to you. As you reach the floor and walk near the priest on your way to the exit, you hear a loud bang from above. Another sarcophagus lit? Another corpse raised from the dead? Your suspicion is soon confirmed as a bloodthirsty zombie drops from the air and thuds to the floor nearby. Its eyeless pits are pointed straight at you. He can see us! Oh no! The undead do not see as we do. The zombie springs at you with amazing speed, snatches you by the throat, and twists you to the floor. It then bites down into the meat of your shoulder. Oh gosh, we're gonna be zombified. Suddenly, the zombie's back snaps as Nerissa slams her mace down. You realize that this attack most likely broke the invisibility illusion. All well, what choice did she have? The zombie's body has been traumatized to the point that it can no longer hold its summoned soul, and so it becomes a corpse again. You roll the vile thing off of you and leap to your feet. The priests are slack-jawed with surprise. Nerissa closes the 10 meters or so between her and the priest and hammers them both down before they have time to react. That's probably what we should have done. We're just knocked out and just bang him in the head. The two of you take a moment to inspect the tattooed bodies of the priests. They are nude aside from bronze amulets along their necks. The amulets are inlaid with a glyph of a woman atop a pyramid of bodies. Unholy symbols of Nerul, says Nerissa. They might be useful, somehow. Magical, perhaps, you say. Maybe they can be used for disguise. It is a symbol to their wicked god. Is that not enough to leave it be? Nerissa takes a step back. What do you do? Alright guys, so this has been another awesome episode. We did take some damage in this one. I didn't expect the zombies to be able to see me, to be honest with you. That didn't make any sense, especially since they don't have eyes. But you know, at the end of the day, it's a story, and I think it's so far it's been told pretty well. I really like it. I'm really invested. Most likely, I will say I'll probably take the amulets here, just because I don't know, like maybe we can see a seer and it will tell us where they are. Even though of course we're still on the run from the good guys as well. But anyways, I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next episode, and leave me some comments, guys. Let me know what you think so far of the series, and hope to see you in the next one. Later.